Bugabe. How you all going, Western Australia? Before I begin, if a lot of people know me, I like to open up and welcome the Creator Spirit and all our ancestors to be here with us today. Do you mind? Garamanutangale Najangale Najangaris Nae Mebangari Nae Baris. I just thank you, and we just call upon you to be present with us today, now and forever. We ask all our ancestors to be with us. United we stand, divided we fall. So I call upon all the great spirits of creation and all our ancestors to be with us today. And I thank you, Creator Spirit, for bringing us together. One people, one love, one family. And I thank you. And I thank you for the people, the custodians of this land, that you're always with them and that we always respect and acknowledge them. I thank you. Sagarama Bugabe. Thank you, everyone. Bless you all. Well, what can I say about government? Make some noise for government. Yeah, it's like that, eh? Well, there's a lot going on in this country. And we have been divided for too long as a people. And it's time for change. You know, I'm a Widjabul woman. I come from a tribe of the Bundjalung Nation, and in that tribe there's 15 tribes. And not one of our tribes have been consulted in regards to this voice to Parliament. My tribal elders have not been consulted in regards to this voice to Parliament. 97% of Australians, non-originals, will be voting. We are only 3%, so whose voice is it? We are outnumbered regardless. So when it comes to this government, it's the people that versus the wealthy and the rich. We are not their slaves. We do not belong to no man. We belong to the Creator. We do not belong to no man. And who gave anybody the consent to rule and reign over the people? This government has been lying from day dot. This is not our voice. And you've got all these people out here, all these politicians, all making money. All corporate buddies, eating at the same table, drinking at the same table, sleeping in the same bed. None of them can be trusted regardless, because they all protect their own interests and their own pockets. My people have had enough. As the Australian people had enough. They have been robbing the Australian people for far too long. They are nothing but a bunch of crooks and thieves. They steal your money that you work hard for. They don't pay rent. They don't pay tolls. They don't pay bills, yet you pay rent to them. And they don't even own the land. Wow. Says a lot about government. So what I came to tell you is why. So in order for them to take full ownership of the land, they have to supersede our sovereignty. And if anyone doesn't know let me just break it down to you when we talk about sovereignty. Can I just does anyone understand it? If you don't understand, can you just put your hand up why we talk about sovereignty? Do you understand it? If you don't, just put your hand, just raise your hand. Please, so I can just see hands if you don't understand what it's about. I'm just going to break it down. When colonial settlement first came, when the colony came, they were given specific orders. I got a copy of these orders, by the way. I got a copy of a lot of things. You would all have a ball with. So when orders were given, they had specific orders that when they came and they had made contact with the native people of the land, these orders, they were travelling incognito. And these orders were specific orders by the Royal Society. You had James Cook and you had Joseph Banks. Arthur Phillips came later. Anyways, they were given specific orders, and them orders were that they were not to build a colony if no consent was ever given, and they were not to live among the native if no consent was ever given. When they entered the lands of the Weagle, the Bidjigal people, they went to approach them, but the native people there, the Weagle people, the tribal people today, the tribal descendants today, told them to leave. Within 15 minutes of first contact, muskets were fired. Our people were shot out. No consent was ever given, and the lands were never ceded. So if you didn't know history, that's what it's about. And from that history, from that time on, ever since they built the colonial establishment in this country, no consent was ever given. And no consent was ever given today. And the Australian people, you never gave the Australian corporate government consent back in 73 under the Gough Whitlam government when they established their corporation to rule and reign over you, did you? Did you give them consent? Wow, says a lot about them, eh? So here we are, the Australian corporate government, running this country, no consent from the people. Because the Australian people, right, were all meant to be under the Commonwealth. Well, that ship set sail a long time ago, brothers and sisters. This is why they need us all in the Constitution. They have a secret agenda. I'm here to tell it. Because they need to be telling the Australian people the truth about one. They're going to kill two birds with one stone. So the first stone is take the tribal people from the land, chuck them in their constitution, and take ownership for their New World Order agenda. They need ownership first. See, our national sovereignty actually protects the Australian people. We need to be uniting, not dividing. See, they've been doing this for far too long. See, before your ancestors were brought across here on change, can you imagine how long the coloniser has been doing this to not only our ancestors, but to yours? Because you've only been here, what, 235 plus years, right? But they have been doing it since time before that era came. Yep. So I'm just letting you know, but before that, right, they've been doing it hundreds and thousands of years before they even brought your ancestors to these shores. And it's sad because these are the colonisers that we're up against today. My people, the same colonisers that done it to your ancestors are the same colonisers that our government serve today. This is what we're up against. So what they're going to do is not only will, once they get my people into the Constitution, which we do not belong to, it does not apply to us. We are living men and women of the land. We come from tribes. We come from nations and tribes. So we don't belong in a Constitution. So why would you take the living and put us into something dead? It doesn't make sense. We are living men and women. We all belong to the land. Don't let this government take away your freedom. So the second bird that they're going to kill, that's the first one. Chuck us in their constitution, take ownership of the land, for them to become a republic, and for New World Order, for the United Nations to move in. Right? And World Economic Forum waiting at the doorstep us in. Hell no. Am I allowed to swear? Fuck off. Fuck off. And let me say another thing. So this is what they're going to do with the Australian people. They need to take their property, right? Their cargo. Their cargo, well, once upon a time, right? The cargo is the Australian people. You were once under the British colony. You were once British subjects under the Commonwealth, Australian citizens. So this is why they want you to vote. They're not telling you. Because they need to get the cargo from the Commonwealth, put you all in the Constitution to become their subjects under a corporate global constitution that wants to rule this country, and are we going to tolerate it? Well, this is what they're going to fucking do. They are lying to the people. Since when do we ever trust government? The Australian people, my people, this is the time that God's army needs to rise. Enough is enough in this country. My brothers and my sisters, you are my family. No more. I hate government and hope you do too. We'll be good buddies, I'm telling you. But never trust government. So when we go to these polling booths, I don't agree with having even walking in there voting either, but you know what? Don't let the yes fucking win. I don't care what anyone says, because they cannot be held accountable if we don't fucking vote. We need to hold them accountable. So take a photo of your vote. I reckon we all wear red, anything red. Make sure you take a pen. Take a photo of your vote. Because what? If they think they're going to fucking rig it, we're going to hold them accountable. We the people! Enough is enough. I got to get off now, you mob, so get on my booger me. I never even told you about the treaties. Another time.
So to not put this to a vote is to concede defeat. You only win when you run on the field and engage. And let me tell you, my government is engaged. We're all in.
Monuments put front pen to paper.